This week on Tecomate Whitetail Nation, we're going to the red dirt country, and that's Cactus Jack.
Oh my goodness, it's the land of the giants. There are giants there, I'm telling you. And it's all because of great management over a long time. You're gonna see the pinnacle of whitetail management on Cactus Jack. It is the land of giant bucks. Hope you enjoy this week's Tecomate Whitetail Nation.
This is one of the best whitetail ranches in the country, and by no accident. Long-term management, great nutrition, and great stewardship have made this place legendary.
Well, I have the great pleasure this week of being on Cactus Jack Ranch with my good friend Jerry Wascom. Jerry, this place is incredible, and I want to thank you for sharing it with Tecomate. It's just a treat to come down here and see the absolute pinnacle of game management and what it means, and you do have giants on this ranch.
Well, it's great to have you, David. I always learn something when you're here, so it works both ways for us.
Well, thank you. Well, this place is, I go back on 25 or 30 years on knowing about Cactus Jack because I hunted over here on a ranch next to it for several years, many years, and I always envied the word Cactus Jack because I knew what they were taking over here. And the Leonards owned this before you bought it.
That's right.
They were pioneers in game management because they had great nutrition through their supplemental feeding program, and they allowed the deer to live long enough to express their full genetic potential. They were killing some mighty big deer back when there weren't that many giants being killed in South Texas.
Yeah, they bought the place in 1994. It was low fenced, it was leased, it was overhunted, but they did the right thing.
They did.
They let the age class build.
Yeah.
They fed them. They built a high fence at that point, to kind of manage the neighbor influx and outflux. We've taken some of that down since then, but they did a phenomenal job, and I'm very lucky to have had previous owners that have put that much energy and that much knowledge into developing the ranch.
But Jerry, you also, when you bought it 5 years ago. You stepped it up another level by putting in more feeding stations, increased the availability of the supplemental feed, which means more nutrition to the herd, and you also allowed the deer to live a year or two longer than typically you would expect here in South Texas. 5 and 6 is when most of the deer are taken in South Texas, but you're taking a lot of deer at 7 and even 8.
Right. Man, a lot of work into this one.
Congrats. You've hunted your butt off.
I hunted him a couple months. You fed him for a few years now. Oh, look at this man. He is gnarly. Look at the mass on that critter. Jeez.
That's so cool.
3 drop tines. Had 4, broke one off.
Big dagger.
Actually had 5, broke one off here too. Yeah.
A little cactus on him.
Yeah, a little cactus on him. He ran through a big pile of cactus. Giant dagger coming in here. He proved a little harder to kill than I thought he was going to be.
A few more hunts.
A few more hunts than I expected we were going to have in him.
I've heard people say that South Texas deer don't have mass, but I'm going to tell you, if they got good nutrition, they will have mass.
Good mass.
This thing was absolutely massive. He had 3 or 4 drop tines and just forks. And what he didn't have, you didn't need on a deer.
That's right.
So that success gave me some confidence about giving them that extra age.
Yeah.
We also introduced cottonseed for a longer duration on the ranch, and we execute. I just think Jake's execution of it is so good. It's from the day we start to the day we end the feeding each year. We don't let a feeder go dry for a single day.
It's always there.
They're in their pattern, and they're in that same pattern. They can go that same water, that same feed every day, and it maximizes the productivity of their feed.
It does, and it reduces the stress on them.
Oh yeah,
it just reduces the stress. They've got food, they got water, they know it's there.
And we've increased the number of water stations.
Now he mentioned Jake. Jake is the manager of the ranch here, Jake Albritton. And Jake is an Auburn guy.
Yeah.
Eagle. And Jake has done a great job on this ranch. And I tell you what, you talk to Jake and you know how much he loves it here. He's proud of these deer. He's excited. And you know, these are deer, he put blood, sweat, and tears into growing these giants.
Tecomate Whitetail Nation.
What's it like to see your dream come true?
Well, I mean, the story starts a long time ago because I had a passion for whitetail hunting even when I lived back in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. In fact, I used to look at the North American Whitetail magazine. It had your name in there. And so, but you know, we didn't have the opportunity to do this there. The idea of having my own place was quite motivational for me. I got lucky along the way, and I got even more lucky in terms of being able to get this place.
This place?
Yeah. I mean, so it's kind of, it's what I love to do as my hobby, and you're, you know, able to do it in the best place there is to do it.
There is to do it.
You know, and the more important thing of that, though, is really with the best people.
Well, I was going to say.
You know, and it doesn't matter what you have if you don't have the right people to share it with. It's not the same.
Yeah, it's not.
Along that journey, we've picked up a few really good friends along the way, and I always told them if I bought a place, I wouldn't buy a place that wasn't big enough and didn't have the capacity
to share with
them. And you know, we've got that here. And so it's awesome to have the place, to have the friends. This is the gathering place. We're doing what we love, and we're able to do it at a level that none of us dreamed possible.
Congratulations, Mikey. Great job, man. Man, I am pumped. This is an awesome deer, Jake. Congratulations to you, man.
Yeah, thanks for all the hard work you put in here, man.
You put in to grow these monsters, man.
Look at this character.
Oh, I know. Drop tine here, drop tine here.
Big old brows.
Lost a sticker off the back of here.
Gotta be 30 inside.
Gotta be. I mean, that's a pig, long beams. Perfect shot, Michael.
Thank you.
You don't mess around, do you?
No, I don't. I've been practicing every day.
This is what it's all about.
Oh, it really is, man.
Glad we decided to hunt this afternoon.
Glad y'all stayed. That flight change was worth it.
Yep.
I am pumped.
Now I got to get back here and get after mine again.
I want to say this to the people out there that don't have a Cactus Jack to hunt. What you're seeing here is this is the pinnacle of whitetail deer hunting for big deer and whitetail deer management. This is what the very best of the best looks like. And you've shot a lot of deer, but everybody that hunts deer needs to and should appreciate what they have.
Absolutely.
It's all relative.
And nobody knows that better than me.
I know,
because of where I started.
Grew up, exactly.
Me
too.
My first year of hunting in Louisiana, I saw one doe.
All things are relative. We don't show you these giants to compare against other deer.
Right.
That's not. You can't do that. This is the pinnacle of game management here. And the result is phenomenal, but it should encourage everybody. Under right management, they can improve their hunting situation to some degree where they are.
And I would say the first thing you do is let them get old.
Get a little age on them.
That's the first thing that if you can do it, if you're in a situation where you have control of enough land or you can partner with landowners around you or hunting leases around you, do that. That's the first thing you can do. You don't have to feed them, just get them a little bit older and they're going to be better.
Yeah. And they'll also be difficult to hunt because they do get smarter with
But you know, difficult is fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
If these animals were easy to kill, you might as well just go shoot a cow somewhere because they got more meat and they're better to eat.
I'm on it. Go ahead. You ready? Yes, sir. Head down. Perfect.
All right, look at that, What a buck. Dadgummit, look at this. Look at the mass. My gosh, what a buck. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord.
You would think, well, these aren't real deer.
Well,
but these
that's what
are
I was going
wild
to say. These are wild
deer.
Texas. They've never been touched,
You
never
know.
been handled.
Yeah.
Great nutrition. Again, putting more pressure on the left-hand side of the bell-shaped curve, the inferior deer, than you do on the better deer. If you do that, then year after year, those genetics improve just a little bit. Cactus Jack is the pinnacle of trophy buck management, and I'm going to tell you, the pinnacle is even greater in terms of what you can do than I thought it would be ultimately. We're still learning, but Cactus Jack is ahead of the curve simply because of what the Leonards did 25, 30 years ago to make that, to position that ranch for Jerry to come in with really intensive nutritional management.
Right.
And to make that thing into one of the most phenomenal places for white-tailed deer on earth. There's no question about it. Everything is managed by bullets and feed here and age.
Right.
I mean, this is...
Or arrows.
Or arrows, yeah, that's right. Or arrows. These are wild Texas deer, and I get frustrated with people that think they have to bring in genetics to grow big deer in Texas. You give them age and food, they're big in Texas, big deer.
Yeah, and you know, we're in a good spot here with the red dirt, and with the history. We thought about doing some DMPs and things like that, but what we have here is so special, I didn't want to mess with it.
Don't mess with it.
You know,
Don't mess with it.
It's 100% indigenous deer that were born here on the ranch in the wild, never touched, never handled, never captured, and they're wilder than the wind. These are the hardest deer to hunt I have ever been around.
Well, well-fed deer are hard to hunt because they're healthy, they're fat, and they're happy. They don't have to move. They move on their own schedule. And that basically means they're nocturnal and they don't move as far. They don't need to because you've met all their needs in a relatively small area through the water, through the feed effort, and through this great habitat. When you transfer some of that browse pressure over to your supplemental feed, your native habitat improves. So this is an ideal place for a white-tailed deer to reach this incredible size right here.
Well, guys, congratulations. This was a tough critter,
Yeah,
I tell you.
You put a lot of time in on this one.
About 36 hunts in on him, and he is a unique animal. Last year he had 14 points. This year he's got 22 scoreable, 10 on the right side, 12 on the left side. He's a little over 22 inside, good frame. And he blew up on us. We really weren't expecting this deer to do anything like this. We thought it would be a nice solid 180.
He really popped this year.
Yeah, he really popped.
Big jump this year.
40.
It's a crazy deer to hunt. I mean, he lived in about a 3-block area, and 5,000 acres. He lived probably in about 200 acres. He's been out the last 3 days checking does in this area where we've got a lot of activity right now.
They're starting to let their guard down a little bit.
Yeah,
that was his
thank
downfall.
Goodness he let his guard down. I needed some relief in this dude. All right, good job, guys. Thanks for all the help.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Nice
World
job.
class.
And he had a double stack
On both sides.
You don't see that a lot anywhere else but other than South Texas.
He had 22 points and no stickers. Every point was off of the main beam.
That is unbelievable. He was 212?
212.
Holy.
Never saw him coming.
Never
saw him coming until we started getting the pictures, and it's like, wow,
whoa.
Look at this.
Well, Jerry, with all the big deer you've killed, when I hear you say I'm after something very special this year, I know you're after something very special. Tell me about the buck you call Triple Threat.
Well, Triple Threat's been one of my favorites for a long time here. We've been watching him since he was 3. And
he was notable even then.
He was notable at 3.
Notable.
And so we knew this guy was going to be big. It's only a matter of how big. And he's a 5-year-old. He ran under a fence and cut his tines off. Okay.
I saw that.
As a 6-year-old, he came back really good. He was over 200 last year.
Wow.
But I could see something more in him. So we gave him another year. We ran him to 7.5, and he did really good. And yeah, so we decided we were going to hunt him. I sent you some pictures over the summer of the velvet as it was coming, and it was all matching side
and
to
I
side.
have to tell you, I told Jerry then, I think this is my favorite deer.
And it was my favorite too.
He is
not necessarily the biggest scoring one I've ever killed, but he's a beautiful deer.
Oh my goodness.
And you know, I have a history of taking a long time to kill mine because I hunt with a bow, and you know, they don't cooperate. They're pretty hard here, but we lucked out. We got triple threat the very first afternoon.
Wow.
He's right. Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Ooh. They don't get any prettier than that.
Everything's here.
Yeah. Is he all intact?
All intact. Man, this deer has a nasty habit of breaking early every year. And we might have beat him to the punch this year. I think we did.
What a freak.
Man.
First afternoon, opening day.
Opening day.
You ain't had that in a little while.
No, it's always been sometime in December when I get mine. Wow. That sucker is bad to the bone. Great mass. Lots of pointers.
Lots of pointers.
Lots of pointers.
How many points does he have?
He's a typical 12.
So he's a 6x6, and for those in the score, he's a 195 6x6.
As a typical.
As a typical. And then he's got 26 inches of non-typical points on it. So he grosses 221, and he nets about 215.
As a non-typical.
Yeah.
With 6 inches of side-to-side deductions. Great day. What a giant. What a buck. That's a dream buck, just an absolute dream buck. Well, Jerry, congratulations. Your management's paid off. Jake's done an incredible job helping you grow these giant deer. What a buck, what a place. Cactus Jack, I'm telling you.
Great to have you back.
Thank you, it's good to be here. You know, Mark, one of the things that I hope came through on this show is how much Jerry Wascom enjoys sharing that ranch with others. Yeah, there are giant bucks there, no question. But the camaraderie of that camp is just awesome. Everybody enjoys themselves. People pitch in, and it is just a great camp environment. And people that don't hunt don't understand that. That's a big part of whitetail hunting, isn't it?
Yep, well, you know, Jerry, first of all, has a passion for growing whitetail, but he has a passion for sharing his place with so many people. And that's what hunting's all about. That's what Jerry's all about. Right. And I'm gonna tell you, that's what Tecomate Whitetail Nation's all about. So I hope y'all have enjoyed this episode.